Welcome to the Trailblazers, where we discover and profile those millennial founders whose inventions use technology for social good. This episode we decided to cover the media world and zone in on an area that everyone I know is familiar with, cinema and film.
Yes, and given the impact of cinema on many of our lives, we found a startup who wanted to capitalize on this and use it to build a fascinating platform that aims to break down cultural barriers by uniting us through the power of human stories. They're called FilmDo, and they also want to work with emerging talent to give young filmmakers a chance to have their films seen by an international audience.
And given the film industry is known to be very hard to break into, this could be invaluable. The founder, Verada, is a passionate millennial who wants to use film to overcome any misplaced stigma and lack of understanding towards other cultures by exposing people to really credible cinema.
They also want to work with language schools, community centers and universities to find a way to make their international films accessible to those institutions. You know what? Let's hear firsthand from Verada. Verada, thank you for being on the Trailblazers. Really excited to have you here. So look, FilmDo is a very intriguing concept to us. You don't often see cinema, film or the arts covered that extensively in the tech or startups world. Tell us about the concept.
Sure. So FilmDo is a new online platform and we're redefining the way people discover and engage with content from around the world. Anything from feature film to documentary to short films. Every year, thousands of films get made around the world. Many of these are festival award-winning films, yet so few ever get international distribution. So at FilmDo, we're here to change this.
So it's almost a discovery platform as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
For folks that normally wouldn't get to see a really great piece of film.
Yeah.
That otherwise might only be doing the circuits at the indie film festivals.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So when did the idea for FilmDo actually take seed in your brain?
There's the short version and the long version. The short version was in 2013. Me and my co-founder, we wanted to watch a Korean film called Masquerade. It was one of the biggest South Korean film ever. It grossed 80 million box office. It swept the Korean Oscars. But we couldn't see it anywhere in the UK, neither online or on DVD. So my co-founders, who's a lawyer, we looked into this and we understood it was a legal problem. And then when we really looked into it, there's a whole world of films out there that don't get distributed.
So timing-wise, why now?
The film industry is ripe for disruption. It's probably where the music industry was 5 years ago. On one hand, we have more and more people doing digital video production as the cost and the ease of the cost fall and the ease of the video production fall. But on the other hand, there needs to be a mechanism to discover more of these content.
So in order to gain critical mass, let's play devil's advocate slightly.
Sure.
What do you need to do to ensure this doesn't become a niche platform?
It's not really a niche product. We're at the tipping point and we are providing global content. So we're not going after art house or niche audience. We're making mainstream audience, making it easier for them to discover content that's relevant, interesting for them from around the world. And globally, there's a big international diaspora, Korean, second or third generation Korean, Indian, Chinese living around the world. That's who we're expanding as well. It's a mass market.
So where do you want to take FilmDo in the future then?
So FilmDo is more than just an online platform to watch films. We really want to be that community for film fans around the world to connect each other, to discover great films. But more importantly, we want to be what accelerators are to startup. So really helping emerging filmmakers around the world to get their voices heard and to get their films seen. Because films really have the medium to really, push a cause or really have that messaging, and it's an emotional medium to really raise awareness and also promote cultural integration. So that's what we really want to get at.
Absolutely. So there's clear social good value here as well from the platform.
Absolutely.
Which is really interesting. So I want to get a bit personal here
Sure.
and find out more about you, right? So are you more calm? Are you more hyper? Are you somewhere in between? What would people say about you?
Depends on who you're talking to, and also depends on at which period you're talking to, I guess.
So are you quite the adventurer?
Definitely. I'm an adventurer, I'm an explorer, and I try to learn and discover new things all the time, whether it's cuisine or travel or music. I say I'll always try anything once.
So from cinema to startups, got everything covered.
Absolutely.
Listen, thank you so much for having this conversation with me today. I think FilmDo is a very exciting platform. There's a lot of social good value there as a kind of showcase for emerging filmmakers. So I'm going to keep an eye on it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, so for our fun segment, Virada is going to show me an authentic Thai dance.
That's right.
Right.
We start like this. สวัสดีค่ะ
Sawadika. Oh, that's quite like namaste.
Yeah, this is a fundamental position. It's called the jeep in Thai.
Okay.
And the other hand would be hired up.
Got it.
And Thai people love the curved finger.
Oh,
So since a young age, the children would get their fingers bent so they could be
Oh
really
my
curved.
goodness, really?
So this is, and then
I clearly didn't do that when I was a kid, so my fingers are quite straight.
and then you would switch
Yeah.
the other way around. So this
Right.
would become the jeep, and then the other one. Yeah,
Got it.
that's right. And you
Oh,
bend the
beautiful.
fingers backward.
So now, is there one more move you're going to show me?
Yeah. So after you do that, another move could be like this.
Oh, very pretty.
Like a bird, yeah, that's
very
it. That's right, that's right.
doll-like.
You switch it, yeah, that's right. That's very good, yeah, that's it.
Thank you for showing us this. Film Do are clearly trying to boost discovery and accessibility of engaging films and content from across the world to a wide audience. But what struck us, and hopefully you guys, is how this could really encourage more folks to learn about other cultures.
In particular, their emerging film talent category could provide a much needed platform to filmmakers who simply wouldn't get this exposure anywhere else.
Absolutely. Another episode, another super trailblazer. Thanks for tuning in. What's your favorite kind of food?
I like sausage a lot. It's just, I don't know if you want to put that. I like cured sausage, I don't know. My friends always make fun of me, but that's the one thing.
Or showcase their films and not get ripped off. Let's kick on.
Oh, I'll miss your sound effects.
Let's kick off with Distributor, who want to help rights holders benefit from those